Hey everybody, Richard S. back with another video. This is a response to Vinyl Martini's 3-year anniversary request for compilations. And he's doing a donation to a local food bank for the winner uh, of the contest. But I was excited to share this one because after watching Brian over at Embryonic Robot rather, we realized that we have some compilations in common. So I'm going to jump right into this. The first one that he and I both have is this Vertigo sampler from 1985 that has stuff like Love and Rockets and Big Country, The Cult. It was like everybody that I was into at the time in 1985 was on this compilation. And it turns out it was only released in Canada, and I grew up just south of the Canadian border, so somehow it ended up in one of my record stores, and I picked this up. This is an excellent comp of pretty much everything on 4AD, several other labels. I'm trying to remember offhand. But yeah, ABC is on here, Boomtown Rats, Cocteau Twins, Colorbox. Great compilation. So Brian had that one, so do I. And we also both had this Enigma Variations Volume 2. Come to find out that YCat Mike uh, on his channel apparently has the Enigma Variations Volume 1 that Brian and I had no idea even existed. I certainly didn't. This one has a lot of more, shall we say, punky, out there groups. I was really into Game Theory at the time. So Game Theory has a couple of songs on this track listing, along with Agent Orange, Wire, a couple of others, Dead Milkmen, TSOL. Kind of a nice variety comp. I think Brian showed all this, but it's really pretty decent. Came out in 1987 on the Enigma label. Come to find that I have some really interesting comps that I had almost forgotten I had. One of which is one of the first record store day freebies I ever got. This is from 2009. It was a compilation of acts that had offerings out on that record store day. So we had a very, very genre variety crazy here. MGMT, Franz Ferdinand, Black Kids, Living Things, who I was into at the time. Uh, Mingus is on here. Willie Nelson is on here. Cage the Elephant. It was very all over the place comp. Kind of what I love about this is it has a record store day label on it too. So it looks like it was like a freebie funded by pretty much all of the record companies that put out artists on that particular record store day. Nifty little comp from 2009. It's kind of a different one from Rough Trade. It just says compilation or Rough Trade. Bought this one because it had things like The Smiths on it and Vic Goddard, Wooden Tops, Micro Disney. Side 2, I don't think I've heard of any of these guys. The Apartments, Jonathan Richman, familiar with that one. Robert Wyatt, Dave Thomas, Chris and Cozy, and Horace Andy. No clue. But I saw the Smiths and I was like, gimme. 85, I think? No, 86 this one came out. This might have been a Canada only one too, for all I know. But, yep. Rough Trade comp from the 80s. What else have I got down here? That's kind of a rarity. I picked this one up probably within the last year. This is a Creation comp, if I remember right. Yeah, it is. Creation LP 37, so it's pretty early comp from Creation Records with Jasmine Minks, who I recently fallen more in love with all over again. Felt, House of Love, The Weather Prophets, Primal Scream, Jazz Butcher. My gosh, so many different acts on there, some of which I'm not even terribly familiar with. Doing it for the kids. I've picked this up on the strength of finding, I love Creation as a label. So I wanted to find something, what's a sampler of all their stuff, and I found this was out there. And it was relatively cheap, so I thought, why not give it a go? My UK friends, particularly in the Manchester area, are going to love these next two. Um, this is a Manchester punk comp. Came out not too long ago. Um, what is this called? Greater Manchester Punk 1977 to 81. This is volume one of it. It has acts I had never heard of, and I picked it up from, I think, like Banquet Records out of Kingston online and just added it to a bunch of other stuff I was ordering. Never heard of any of these bands, but it's really, shall we say, urgent punk for the most part. It's really interesting. Groups like V2. I gotta take my glasses off. I'm sorry, I'm old. The Reporters, LT Fitz, Pure Product, The Panic, The Enigma, Steroid Kitties, The Hoax, The Critics, The Change, Armed Force, The Still, Fast Cars, and The Things. Had not heard of any of these, but again, it's pretty urgent punk from Manchester punk era. Then I think it was the next year, Record Store Day UK had this one on their list, and it was the next volume. So it was Manchester Punk. This is 78 to 82. Subtitles, Now We Are Heroes. Have no clue who that is on the cover. But this one had a lot of the same bands. So we had The Hoax, Freudian Slip, Slight Seconds, Vibrant Thigh, The Enigma, The Filth, Untermensch, no clue. The Colors Out of Time, Fast Cars Again, The Change, Foreign Press, The Reducers, Emergency, and V2. Yeah, interesting little comps from Record Store Day UK. They're both on black vinyl, so nothing terribly interesting. Maybe some little liner notey things I vaguely remember on that one. Let's get this out of the way so I can move on. How about some garage psych stuff? I don't remember when, what year, or why. This was Rhino 2017 Record Store Day. Garage Days. The Shadows of Night, The Groupies, The Bare Facts, Red Dogs, Pedestrians. American Garage Rock from the 60s. Interesting and very representative of that 60s garage feel. Really hadn't heard of hardly any of these bands. I picked it up because hey, the cover art is worth the price of admission by itself. I can't remember if this is on colored vinyl. Nope. But it's swirly and trippy and fun and purple and green. What more do you want, right? Garage punk. This one's even better. So this is called Get Me Home for Tea, Rare Psych Rock from the UK. Again, is this 2017? No, this is 2016. Can't remember if this was a Record Store Day UK release or something. At the time, I was picking up a lot from overseas and in the States too. Who's on here? We have groups like Tomorrow, The Moles, The Idle Race, The Artwoods, The Brain, Epissimus. Say that 3 times real fast. A great number of others that I have never heard of. You might have. But the artwork alone, man, I had to get that one. So, yeah, pressed on red, white, and blue swirl. I played this the other day. Whoa, that is cool. Okay, very neat. So, trippy fun, pretty good comp. Worth checking out? Sure, why not? This one I wanted because I had the CD version of it already. This is a Cherry Red comp called Scared to Get Happy. Story of indie pop from 1980 to 1989. Really solid, either on CD or on vinyl. I think the vinyl was only for Record Store Day. Everybody's on here. Pulp, Everything But the Girl, The Loft, The Mighty Lemon Drops, The Primitives, House of Love, The Heartthrobs, who I absolutely love. Darling Buds and Spiral Carpets and more. Indeed. Track listening is pretty much off the hook on this. This is one that, now having it on CD or even streaming it, I could just play it all day. The regular black vinyl, but I like the label, kind of mimics the cover art inside, little bios for every single band. Really well worth hunting down. Record Store Day 2017. Last one. We're getting there, guys. Again, this is a punk and new wave comp that I barely remember picking up. Gary Crowley's Punk and New Wave. The Hype Sticker. 2018 RSD. 30 tracks of punk, new wave, Powerpop, and mod revival. Many rare tracks on vinyl for the first time in 40 years. Red and blue transparent vinyl. Pretty impressive track listing over 2 long old albums. Who's on here? Alternative TV, The Fall. A lot of the groups. Are you ready? The Drones, The Nips, The Circle, The Negatives, The Form, The Tights, The Skids, The Head, The Teenage Film Stars, The Plague, The Crack, The Zips, and The T-Set. And the last one is from Generation X, which could be the Generation X. Who knows? Interesting little comp from 2018 Record Store Day. Congratulations, Vinyl Martini, on 3 years in the VC. And all the best to your contest. I've seen a lot of entries on this comp thing, so I thought I'd jump in on it. I was surprised how many comps I have. It was actually even more than that I've forgotten I even had. So we'll talk to you soon with another video, and have a great holiday if I don't talk to you sooner than that. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.